so I was definitely with this guy last time. Yeah, you were. Anyway, hey, Captain, Marvel here with, Ms. Marvel, I guess? The Marvels, and, here's Retrokid Reviews, hopefully trying to sell our movie. Yeah, we know there's a lot going on, and, more importantly, we're happy that the SAG strike's over, so, Retro, you want to help us out? Yeah, as always, my dear Marvels. Oh, that's a cool nickname. Not twinsy enough. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Anyway, hey everybody, what's up? This is Retrokid. Whoa! What is that? Consider it a token of our appreciation of, defending, Carol's story after all this time. Yeah, same. And, I don't know, maybe something you might need for that, Loki Season 2 review. Thanks, seriously. Guys, can you cut the cam? I have been sitting in this stupid tape for 30 minutes? Hours! Whole night, really? Like, how is this even possible? Good question. How is this possible? He says he's a time-varied version of, like, a real-life equivalent of, I guess a Loki, so, I don't know, workable, I guess. Yeah, that's, totally workable, Laurel. Yeah, hang on a sec. Whoa! I guess that's not all. What do you mean that's not all? Hey, missed us? Holy crap, really you? Holy crap, really me? And holy crap, Walter. Yeah, so, we're gonna be cool with it? For now, I guess. We'll talk more about it on the Loki Season 2 review. You down? Yes, we're totally down. Come on, seriously, we still gotta figure out the LaFerrari situation. Oh, yeah, Comic Me, how's that going? That bad, huh? I mean, yeah, kinda. Yeah, sorta. Alright, anyway. Hey, everybody, this is, Retrokid Reviews, finally doing my long overdue review of The Marvels. And, let's get this obvious out of the way. For anyone who wants me to have a long-winded rant about all three women here, with Tiana Paris, Amon Vallely, and obviously Brie Larson in question, yeah, it ain't gonna be that review, long story short, because, yeah, due to it being the shortest MCU movie in a while, I don't know, I still think it's good. Oh, come on, are you seriously gonna cave that easily? Have you seen my channel lately? No, this is actually my first time being a Marvelous figure here. Is this usually how this goes? More or less? How is she aware of the whole situation? Yeah, that's a good question. How are you? I don't know, kind of studied up, figured you were an old Champions coach and all. Oh, yeah, I forgot that was a thing for a while. Wait, seriously? Okay, look, let's get the obvious out of the way. The action for this movie, the time around, is actually not bad. Brie is actually more comfortable with the character than I thought she would be post-Endgame, but hey, it's on her. I'm kudos to her at the very least. Is there a bit of a editing situation when it comes to it being the shortest MCU movie since, Christ, I want to say, I don't know, Incredible Hulk, go to my retro review there for when She-Hulk was coming out last year. And with the bill out of the way, let's get to the plot of it. Long story short, they are entangled, and more importantly, it is surprisingly the strongest attribute of the whole thing. I think there's like a montage sequence of like all three Marvels here figuring it all out for the end of the movie, and it was actually pretty cool and not bad editing wise when it comes to it. Speaking of the editing, yeah, this is kind of where Disney is sort of showing their hand on like overproducing, I guess, more or less. For the director, if I remember her name correctly, Nia DaCosta, got a lot of flack lately for leaving production, but then again, apparently that's like a traditional director's thing to be producing in between, and for those who don't know, I might have also had that tidbit of information when I was doing my retro reviews of the first three Jurassic Park movies leading up to Dominion last year, because historically, Spielberg and that, I think the first time around for Jurassic Park, was in between editing Schindler's List and filming that at the same time, so it's not unheard of even for directors like that nowadays with DaCosta's case. As for the plot of this, like I said, the entanglement is like the big feature of the whole thing. You get a lot more cat time than you think you would with Goose over there on Captain Marvel's end, and yeah, the sequence that has been basically mentioned in the trailers is pretty much undersold with the memory. Look, as much as I would love to get copyright strike by Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats, the less said the better. However, my only minor criticism of that sequence, if they just swapped the needle drop to basically Beastie Boys' Intergalactic, it got some airplay when it comes to reestablishing Carol the first half of the movie, which was okay. And, yeah, for the biggest standout out of these three Marvels is definitely Amon Vallely from basically all the work she did in Season 1 of Ms. Marvel. Go to my review to that. And, yeah, I'm going to keep this as non-spoilers as I can because I'm still coming off of, I guess, the ride, if we're going to treat the MCU as a ride. going by kind of funny logic. It's still a decent ride. There is a good ending somewhere in there for Ms. Marvel, and I guess spoilers in 3, 2, Kate Bishop to finally meet up and finally set the groundwork for the Young Avengers, which is always nice to hear. And ultimately, yeah, the biggest spoiler is also coming up with what's happening with Captain Rainbow's side of the whole story. Yeah, basically, how do I say this nicely? We're finally getting into the X-Men. We're finally getting into the MCU, kinda. More or less. One thing, we have a Marvel Legends figure somewhere here of oh yeah, hey Beast, were you in the post-cred or not? Yes. Also, when's Comic Me? Because I would love to talk about my side of Fall of X. Pretty soon, Hank. Pretty soon. So that's kind of where I am. Ultimately, this is all over the place action scene-wise. However, if you're just watching this movie because of Ms. Marvel, you're going to get a lot more, I guess, watch time out of it. You're going to get a lot more entertainment. There's going to be more fun factor with that. Not just Vellani showing up and doing pretty much a good amount of screen time presence when it comes to Kamala. Her family that they got for this movie is doing a lot of the big backbone of the humor, with the sword base, with Samuel L. Jackson's obviously Nick Fury. And for those who are wondering of my criticisms of Phase 5 is still solely around Secret Invasion, because I guess going off of the Variety article now that I have to finally mention this, link down below, I think that was supposed to be taking place after this, and you can kind of tell now rewatching Secret Invasion. I'll talk more about that with the end of the year when it comes to TV and movies for the top 5s. Other than that, my overall rating, so despite pretty much any limitation there was with this movie, I don't know, it's still 7 out of 10. Like, if you're there for the action sequences, it's going to be very cool. Like, the retooling with, like, the entanglement with all 3 Marvels here is very useful. They prep timed it a little good. I wished, my only common criticism I want to say is the runtime. I feel like if they had, like, I'm going a reverse Nick Scarpino here, if we're going by kind of funny logic, if it just had, like, another, like, 10, 20 minutes to, like, tighten up any of the subplots they forgot to do, because there was, like, a goose joke with, like, summoning a lot of kittens for the third act, and, yeah, the post-credits scene for, Captain Rainbow to finally just do something with, to tie something into Secret Wars is long overdue, personally speaking. And speaking on the actual ending side of things, with Ms. Marvel finally getting around to getting at least the Young Avengers off the ground, is something to work off of, if anything, going forward with future projects. Is this going to be the middle chapter of what is probably going to be the endgame for the multiverse saga as a whole? Yes and no, that's really depending up to you. Ultimately, I still came out of something with this movie, production problems and all, so that's really up to you. If you still want to see this movie, go ahead. Box office wise, I'll be amazed it still ekes out a profit. Definitely this week, as of this recording, it had the lowest performing first week in a long time as far as the MCU goes. Is it a chink in the armor when it comes to basically the MCU as a whole? Balls in your court to decide ultimately. And probably speaking of Marvel content, later this weekend I am going to finally get around to talking about your show. Oh, good. Will I be out of these restraints by then? I don't know, maybe. What do you mean, maybe? With his confusion out of the way, on to the end cards with his, I guess, thoughts on my last review here. What was it? Was it Invincible? Was it those Critical Role shorts? What exactly do you do in this channel? I'm still trying to figure it out, and I just got touched down, like, oh yeah, last night. Yeah, it's kind of a time variance thing. Yeah, so with TVA probably being on his ass more than usual, go to me here to sub the channel, go to the Marvels over here. Oh, your overall thoughts for the movie as a whole? I mean, look, as twinsies, we're just gonna say they did the best what they could with the material. And yeah, can you guys just finally back off on Brie just this once? Yeah, go to us to hit the notification bell down below, and to Retro, signing off. What else do you want to say? I don't know, despite the mess, it's still a Marvel movie, and it's still marvelous, weird as it sounds. Look, long story short, it is what it is when it comes to Ms. Marvel, sorry, the Marvels, but getting to the point, if you're still want to get off the ride, you still want to break from MCU, I'm not holding it against you, but if you found some fun out of this movie, I'm all in it with you if you are too. So with that all being said, I'm Retrokid review saying, whew, I thought I was entangled talking about this movie. Okay, that was our thing, you know that, right? Yeah, you know what, you're probably right. Good!